Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hartford Whalers expansion franchise here on NHL 24. In the last episode, we kind of got into year 2 a little bit, and I apologize for the stretch. I know it was kind of a few days ago when the last episode was posted, but we're getting back into it now as we're going to have a heavy sim episode here, and we'll take a look at our upcoming games. We're going to open with a road game against the Islanders. They come in leading the Metro again as they won the division last year, and looks like so far they're on pace to repeat, but obviously very early in the season. Then we have a couple home games here, Dallas and Buffalo, sandwiched in with a road game against the Devils. And then we'll move on out with a bunch of road games here, Ottawa, Seattle, Nashville, Detroit, Calgary, and a home game against Minnesota. So that'll be 10 games that we're all going to sim here in this episode. And we might pick it up next episode with a home game here against Edmonton, the reigning Stanley Cup champions. But we'll see how this episode goes. I'm not sure how much time this is going to take up. These sim episodes usually go a little bit quicker. Then I wanted to just take a quick look at our lines. We switched it up a little bit. So we're going to keep the first line the same, Mangiapane. He hasn't been super productive, although he does have those 3 goals and a -1. Then Scheifele, he's our top point getter right now with 9. Or I'm sorry, I guess he's tied with Patrick Kane with 9 points. And then the second line has been rough. I really thought Leo Carlsson and Tom Wilson playing together would work well. But you see there a -9 already for Tom Wilson, only 2 points. And then it's even worse here for Leo Carlsson, a -12 and only 1 assist here in 10 games. Then you go down to our fourth line. McMichael has 3 points, Evans has 4 points, and Foligno has 5 points. So Foligno has 5 points compared to Carlson's 1 here. And that's kind of concerning. So we put Scott Lawton there on the second line. I might just give that a couple games, and then we'll see what happens. We really hope that Carlson and Wilson can kind of work together, but we'll kind of monitor that the next couple games. Then Dmitry Orlov has already shown some regression here. He's gone down from an 83 to an 82, but we did put him at the top defensive pairing with Tyson Barrie. And we moved Sammy Maki all the way down to the third pairing with Cody Ceci. Maki, he did come in at a 77 overall, but still, when he returned from injury in those 3 games, he posted like a -8, I think, in those 3 games. So we're going to move him down with Ceci and just kind of give him some development down there rather than throwing him into the fire. And then, of course, Markstrom is our goalie and Wedgwood is our backup. So we're going to get into this Islanders game and see if we can defeat the reigning Metro Division champs. So nothing after that first period. And then 2 goals there for the Islanders. Pulock and then Bo Horvat with a shorthanded goal. We'll send this third period, and we just completely... Wow, Horvat actually had a hat trick. He scored 3 straight. A shorthanded, a power play goal, and an even strength goal. And then Zadina had our only goal late in the game. And that's a rough one, 5-1 against the Islanders. And we had 33 shots on goal. So just a tremendous performance there from Varlamov as Bo Horvat, 3 goals and 4 hits. And then Barzal down there with 3 assists. So not a good start here. And it looks like Patrick Kane is hurt. So he's going to miss some time. That's certainly a big loss there on our top line. So now with Patrick Kane set to miss about a week and a half, we'll move ahead to this Dallas game, and I just want to make sure Markstrom is still in net for this one. I had someone comment that rotate goalies probably wasn't a good idea, and he was definitely right about that, as I turned auto-rotate goalies off, and I didn't even realize that the AHL team never even rotated goalies, so we really just had one guy going down there at the AHL, but now I've turned it back on, so I'm just going to have to monitor that the NHL team has who I want. So there, we get 17 shots in the first period. And then we get 18 in the second. And we're out shooting this 2-9 Dallas team 35-12 after 2 periods. Carlson finally nets his first goal of the year. And Scheifele nets another one as well. So we'll sim this third period. And we get one from Mangiapane and an empty netter from Marcus Foligno. As Markstrom allows just one here, saving 19 and only 20 shots. And Hartford had 47 shots in this game, just regulation. That's pretty absurd. So a nice rebound there for the Whalers after a tough loss against the Islanders. And that was actually Nolan Patrick's first game of the year as well after Patrick Kane went down. Now our first meeting here with the Devils. And I just want to make sure Markstrom is still in for this one against a divisional opponent. And then I will throw Wedgwood in probably for the next game. So the Devils coming at 5-8. Pretty underwhelming so far. Nothing after the first period. We only get 5 shots there in the first. And then nothing there in the second. So since these sim episodes are a little bit shorter, we're going to get some live action here. We're going to jump into this game against the Devils. So here we go from the Prudential Center. We have a live look in here at a 0-0 game. As Scheifele beats Jack Hughes there on the faceoff to get this third period underway. Tom Wilson working his way in. He's overtaken there by Brott. Now Timo Meier. And he's hit hard off the puck there by Tyson Barrie. Orlov now gives to Scheifele. Scheifele working his way in. In front there for Tom Wilson. And a good pad save. I believe that's Vanacek still in net there for the Devils. As of course, in present day, he was traded. Siegenthaler now takes it for the Devils. And he's going to pass it across. And it goes off the pad to Dougie Hamilton. Now Timo Meier. And Meier led the league in hits last year. Loose puck to Orlov. Now gives to Scheifele with some speed up ice. Now back to Mangiapane. And he gets a poor, he kind of worked into a poor angle there in front of the net. Now Siegenthaler takes it for the Devils. Timo Meier in the neutral zone, loose puck. Dmitry Orlov now against the boards, fighting against Meier. Orlov back with it. He'll give to Tyson Barrie. Barrie works his way up ice. He gives over to Arvidsson with some space there, and he loses possession there. He's now battling against Siegenthaler against the boards, who kicks over to Marino. Marino up to Dawson Mercer. Nice hit there from Lawton to take the puck, and he's going to have a chance in front. That's shot wide. And it dribbles against the boards into the neutral zone. Tyson Barrie will give to Logan Stanley. Leo Carlsson now with it. He's coming off a game in which he scored his first goal of the season. With Patrick Kane out, Leo Carlsson, I believe, has been on this top line. Oh, no, he's on the second line with Lawton and Arvidsson, I guess. I don't think that's right, actually. Correction. I'm pretty sure Carlson's out there with Tom Wilson and Scheifele. On the first line, there's a nice glove save there from Markstrom. My apologies. I'm kind of just getting back into the groove here with this Whalers franchise. It's been a few days. I got to get reacclimated to everything. Dawson Mercer gives to Tatar. And the Devils not really mustering up much offensive productivity here as Bachfis is hit off the puck there by Jake Evans, who's moved up to the third line. Holtz now with it. He peels around, finds some space. That puck goes off the boards, now Tatar. Logan Stanley intercepts. Although nice play by Tatar there, although he's taken over by Sean Walker. Zadina now taking it for the Whalers. He spins, gives to Evans. Zadina is shot in front, and Vanacek's going to close the door on that one. Whalers looking for their second consecutive win here, as you see Tom Wilson among the league leader in hits. He's still trying to get going here, although he did have a goal in our last game. Nolan Patrick now, just his second game of the season. Cody Ceci is shot blocked. That loose puck will be picked up by Sammy Maki. Number 1 overall pick, of course, here for the Whalers. Ceci gives to Foligno. Now Patrick a chance to McMichael. Pad save there by Vanacek. McMichael back with it. Ceci over to Mackey. McMichael. Loose puck picked up by Luke Hughes. And he'll give to Eric Haula. Rodriguez now free agent signing from the Devils over the offseason. Haula pass in front for Rodriguez. Pad save Markstrom. And he's going to just freeze that one. There's a nice rebound chance there in front for Haula, but it looked like he was being outmanned there in front of the net. Now defensive zone draw here as the top line is Mangiapane, Scheifele, and Wilson. So, geez, like I said, Carlson is on the second line with Arvidsson and Lawton. And that's a nice block there by the captain, Mangiapane. He'll give chase. Mangiapane, of course, the first captain here for the Whalers in this series. As last year, we just ran with alternates all year. But this year, we have a true captain's Mangiapane, a feed in front, intercepted by Jack Hughes, who gives to Timo Meier. And Meier's hit hard there by Sammy Maki. Hughes now in front for Brott. And that's going to go to Mangiapane, who's going to take it up for the Whalers. He gives to Tom Wilson with some space. Now Maki with it in front for Tom Wilson. And that's a save by Vanacek. Nice puck movement there. But Vanacek closes the door on that one. Good chemistry there between Sammy Maki and Tom Wilson. As now both top lines out there for this draw to the left of Vanacek. As the Devils win that one. Back to Holden. Holden, he's intercepted there in the neutral zone by Tom Wilson taking it the other way. Tom Wilson still with it now in front of the net. He'll give to Mangiapane a shot, pad save. Rebound goes wide. Tom Wilson had a second chance, but he shot it just wide on an open net. Now Jack Hughes will take it in for the Devils, and an easy save there from Markstrom. Now with 6:17 left in this period, and we could be headed for overtime hockey. Second line here for the Devils consisting of Gustav Nyquist, Nico Hischier, and Dawson Mercer. Nyquist, I believe, a free agent acquisition. Dougie Hamilton is shot wide. I didn't even see that one with that weird camera angle. Now Dougie Hamilton will take it up for the Devils. He gives back to Mercer. Mercer finding some space in front. Hamilton is shot blocked, and Tyson Barrie picks up the loose puck. Now Scott Lawton. Lawton working his way, and he's intercepted there by Hischier. Hischier up to Nyquist. Nyquist poked away there by Tyson Barrie. Now Orlov will take it up for the Whalers. He'll dump it in. Giving chase there. And Nyquist just gets it away to Siegenthaler, who gives up to Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton dumps it in along the boards. Orlov will pick it up, and then he gives to JT Compher. Compher, his pass goes astray there in the neutral zone, picked up by Dmitry Orlov, and that's going to be an offside. Draw one there by the Devils. Marino with it. He gives to Holtz. Now Tatar with it. 3 minutes left in the third period. In front, loose puck. And Zadina gets it out of harm's way up to Compher. JT Compher dumps it in. Luke Hughes there giving chase for the Devils. He picks it up behind the net. He'll feed it up there to Tatar. And Tatar hit hard there by Logan Stanley as Zadina takes over. His pass there for Logan Stanley. Logan Stanley taking it up. He'll feed there to Compher. Compher is shot. And a poor angle there as Vanacek's going to glove it and freeze it now. Just a minute 24 left in the third period. Jack Hughes and that top Devils line out there again here in crunch time. And Hughes will win the draw back to his brother Luke Hughes. Hughes takes it in. Slap shot there, and Markstrom is able to handle it. As it looks like Brock got taken down there, charging the net. And now a face-off here to the right of Jacob Markstrom. Both top lines out there. 49 seconds left. Another draw there, won by Hughes. Back to Luke Hughes. Now Marino. And he had Timo Meier in front. But good defense by Logan Stanley. Stanley can't overtake Meier. Meier is shot in front. And that's going to be saved by Markstrom. It looked like Stanley had all the leverage there, but Meier was able to clear out of there and get a nice opportunity there in front. Dangerous chance there against the Whalers. And now Scheifele looked to win this one. He does, back to Stanley. Stanley will take it in. Now he has some space. He has some options here. He works his way in. Scheifele a shot from the high slot. And that was a soft wrister saved by Vanacek, seeing through traffic, as Hartford will get an offensive zone face-off here. Scheifele against Rodriguez. And Helllooo will take it off the draw. Gives up to Hamilton. Now Donskoy with it. 5 seconds here for the Devils. Donskoy is shot in front. Pad save, Markstrom. And there was a rebound there. But luckily no one was home for New Jersey. As we're going to go to overtime 0-0 here in this game. Tremendous play here from both goaltenders. So 60 minutes of play was not enough. We'll get 5 more here in a post-regulation overtime as the faceoff goes back to Dougie Hamilton. Now he has a clear lane there, and his pass save Markstrom. That was off a Timo Meier shot. Now Jack Hughes to Meier. His shot blocked as Scheifele will take it the other way for Hartford. He's hit hard there by Timo Meier. Now Dougie Hamilton with it. Jack Hughes in front for Meyer. Pad save Markstrom. Picked up by Tyson Barrie, who gives up to Mark Scheifele. Scheifele bringing it in for the Whalers, and he's closed off there by Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton feeds up to Hughes. And now Meyer and Hughes have a 2-on-1 here. Hughes back to Meyer. Pad save Markstrom. He got it back. Now in front for Hamilton, and that's going to go in on a second effort. Wow, Markstrom made a great save there, but the defense there on that 3-on-3 just really let us down. That was pretty ugly. And you hate to see that. You don't give up a goal in regulation, and you still don't get the 2 points. As the New Jersey Devils take it here at home 1-0 in overtime. And Hartford throughout this series just has not been a good overtime team. As you see there, Markstrom stopped it, but he just couldn't corral it. And somehow it gets by him in the net. A very good save there prior. As you see, that was Victor Arvidsson who fell down behind the net there. And Markstrom had to stop, but he just couldn't hold it. And that's a poor way to lose a game. After that tough overtime loss to the Devils, we're now going to throw Scott Wedgwood in. And we're going to play a 10-2-1 Buffalo team. A very good start here from the Sabres. I didn't expect them to be this good, as they're 8-1-1 in their last 10. So after the first period, we'll go up 2-1 with goals from Wilson. And then Mangiapane scores with 1 second left. You got to love that. And then we get 2 more there in the second, Arvidsson and Tyson Barrie. And we do hold on as Dylan Cousins with 2 goals there late, as Buffalo got within 1 goal with 2 minutes left, but Cody Ceci nets an empty netter as Hartford takes down an upstart Buffalo Sabres team here 5-3. Andrew Mangiapane, the first star. And Tom Wilson, he's kind of coming alive here in the past few games. I think he has 2 goals in the last 3. See, Will Coyle, healthy for Poughkeepsie. Now let's just take a look over at Poughkeepsie real quick. Let's see how they're doing. So Poughkeepsie, of course, we watched their nice playoff run last year. And they're going to start here 7-6-1. And, of course, Ali Lykesell leads the team in points. Now we'll go back to the NHL. I want to throw Markstrom back in there for this road game against Ottawa. And I'm definitely going to overhaul the lines a little bit, I think, at some point soon. But I want to wait for Patrick Kane to come back here. He should be back within the next few games. So what, we're 2-1-1 in this episode, I think. Now, after the first period there, 2-2, we get goals from Comfer and Stanley. We give up another shorthanded goal. We've been giving up a bunch of shorthanded goals this season. Oh, yeah, and in this game, we're actually facing Matt Murray. And I forgot to throw Markstrom back in. Oh, no, I did throw him back in. But Wedgwood got scored on there in the second, so maybe Markstrom got hurt. So we're going to sim down the line a little bit. And who scored there in the second for us? Comfer scored for us, and Brady Tkachuk for the Senators. Tom Wilson, a go-ahead goal there, as we now lead 4-3. And then Mangiapane, a goal a few moments later. So Mangiapane and Wilson have been playing very well in that top line together in the absence of Patrick Kane. And then Orlov nets one. So we're just absolutely tearing up Matt Murray in this one. We scored 7 goals so far on Matt Murray. You got to love that against our former goaltender, as the Whalers destroy the Senators here 7-4 with a 4-goal third period. I don't think Murray's going to be a top 3 star in this one. Scheifele with 4 assists and 2 goals there from Comfer. So I really wanted the offense to get going, and it's nice that they were able to in this one, as Ali Lykesell now hurt for Poughkeepsie. And Markstrom did get hurt as well, so he's only going to be injured like 3 days, so we do have to call up a goalie just as a place filler. And let's take a look at Tarasov, how he's been doing. Wow, .931 save percentage, 179 goals against, 3 shutouts in 15 games, and 8-6-1. And of course, you see his numbers here last year. He played in 4 games for us at the end of the year, but he did not play that well. He probably won't get any action, but we do actually, he's on a one-way deal. So I think we'll actually call up Arthur Seelovs just to be our backup, but he won't even, I don't expect him to even play. I called up Seelovs because he has the 2-way contract, and I don't want to have to call up Tarasov and then have the risk of him being claimed on waivers. So Wedgwood will probably start the next couple of games for us. And then we'll just do best lines for Poughkeepsie. Just a quick look there at those lines. We're not going to go too much into that right now. So 3-1-1 so far in this episode. Not bad, as Patrick Kane is available to play in the next game. Although I don't think he's fully healthy, so we'll probably just sim one more before we throw him back in. All right, so Wedgwood will get the call here. As we play Minnesota. Almost identical records, although they have one extra loss than we do. And we'll go up 2-1 there after the first period. Another goal here from Tom Wilson. And he's on a nice goal streak, I think, as Kaprizov scored on the power play here for the Wild. And then all knotted up there at 3 after the second, as Lemieux and Matt Zuccarello score, and then we got one from Zadina. Zadina's been somewhat quiet so far to start this year. And we get an early one there in the third. We'll just let this period play out as Jake Evans nets one. And they're going to tie it up there. Marco Rossi with a goal. One of their young players that they're kind of relying on. So 4-4 here. 3:43 left. 2:30 left. Less than a minute. And we are going to go to overtime. So just to give us a little more action in this episode, we'll get our first look in at Scott Wedgwood this season, as we'll just let this overtime. We'll watch this overtime and potentially a shootout here. So here we are at the XL Center, set for another overtime game, and hopefully this one goes a little bit better than our result against the Devils, as Minnesota wins that draw, and Eriksson Ek is going to take it right up, and luckily he doesn't get a clean shot off there. Now Kaprizov working his way in a shot, and that's off the pad, as Arvidsson's going to give chase, and he'll pick it up going the other way with speed. Arvidsson, and he had a man in front, he had Scheifele going right to the net, but didn't pass it, as now Minnesota's going to take it the other way. Eriksson Ek takes it in for the Wild. His pass doesn't go cleanly to Kaprizov, although in front, Spurgeon, a shot, saves Scott Wedgwood. Now Scheifele will take it the other way. Scheifele on a break. He has a man to his left. Scheifele's shot saved there by Gustafsson. Some good action early on, as at least we got a chance in this one. We didn't even get an opportunity against the Devils in that overtime game. Now, league leader in goals, Jeff Skinner leading the league in goals with 15 for Buffalo. What a start they've had. Now, Leo Carlsson out there with Tom Wilson. And Wilson will pick it up off the draw. Loose puck down in front for Carlsson. His shot, glove save there as Wilson was knocked down in front. Now, we'll get another offensive zone draw here to the left of Gustafsson. Now, hits leaders, Tom Wilson and Orlov. Both tied at 38. Brad Marchand leading the way in hits so far in this season. Carlsson out there against Monahan. And Monahan wins that back to Brodin. Brodin up to Matt Boldy. He's poked away there. Carlsson will pick it up now against the boards. Boldy wins that battle. Intercepted there, but I'm not sure who that was. He tried to go. That was Tom Wilson. Brodin, a glove save there by Wedgwood. Tom Wilson had it in the neutral zone. But like a football player trying to run with it before he catches it, that's kind of what Tom Wilson tried to do. He didn't receive the puck yet, and he tried skating away with it. As now Carlsson, a defensive zone face-off here for the Whalers. And he wins that one, although it trickles towards Wedgwood, who will poke it out. And now Brodin in front for Monahan, and that's an easy backhand finish in front. And the devastation there from Scott Wedgwood, as the Whalers are going to drop another overtime game here, and overtime has not been strong for us so far in this series. We got to get better there. And I'm certainly going to look at our 3-on-3 lines. I'm not quite sure the adjustments I have to make, but we're going to look into it here. As we fall on home ice in overtime brutally, a Sean Monahan goal will put it away, as we'll take a look there. Just beating the glove of Wedgwood backhand, and Wedgwood was just devastated by that result. Hate to lose on home ice, and especially in overtime. But at least we get a point out of this one. We're still kind of keeping our heads above water there in the Metro in the early goings. So with that loss to the Minnesota Wild, we now move to a respectable 3-1-2 on the episode. Now we have 4 straight road games: Seattle, Nashville, Detroit coming up. And I just want to make sure our goalie situation's in order. I believe we're still going to roll with Wedgwood in this one, as Markstrom is not at 100%. And yes, so we're going to go with Wedgwood. Markstrom's still not fully healthy. And also we have Patrick Kane down here on the second line for the first time in this series. He's played every game so far on the top line, but he's not at full health, so we'll just keep him down there for now. So we'll sim this game against Seattle, who comes in winning only one of their last 10 with 4 overtime losses in that span. They do go ahead 1-0 with a Yanni Gourde power play goal in the first period. No scoring there in the second, and we'll let this one play out, as it'd be kind of tough if we drop this one against Seattle, who's been one of the worst teams in the league so far. We have 37 shots about halfway through the third period, and still no goals. 38 shots, less than 5 minutes now, less than 4 minutes. Are we really going to lose 1-0 to this? Wow, we are. We just lost 1-0 to the Seattle Kraken with 40 shots on goal. Philip Grubauer, tremendous performance. Scott Wedgwood played very well as well. Let's see. Let's look at our shot leaders. Zadina, Mangiapane, Kane, all with 6 shots. And our offense, our scoring has just been so hot and cold this season. That's a really rough loss. But at least Kane is back at 100%, and Markstrom should be in for this game as well. So hopefully we can rebound against Nashville, who has a somewhat similar record to us. Markstrom's still not 100%, but we're just going to throw him out there anyway. We're just going to send it. And we'll keep the lines the same for now, but after this game we might switch them around a little bit. No scoring again, so that's 4 straight periods without a goal. And then we do get 2 there in the second. We do give up another power play goal, though, but Carlson gets one and Mangiapane gets a late one. And then we score 3 there, much needed. Mangiapane nets another, and Tom Wilson with 2 within 3 minutes of each other. So nice 5-1 rebound win against Nashville there. Mangiapane, first star. Scheifele, 4 assists, and then Tom Wilson 2 goals and 4 hits. So maybe we will just keep the lines the same since they did perform well there. Although we're going to have to move our defense around as Dmitry Orlov is now hurt. So Sebastian Aho is going to get some more time this season. So now with Orlov out, that kind of thins our defense, which hasn't been as good as I kind of imagined. I think that's going to kind of be a weakness for us this year. But hopefully the addition of Markstrom can mask that. As now we're going to set to take on the 12-6 Detroit Red Wings. We give up 1 there. Shorthanded goal again. So I think we've given up 4, maybe 5 shorthanded goals already. I've messed with our penalty kill. Our power play. I don't really know what the problem is there. Then the second period, we give up another one. Noah Hannafin with a goal. We do tie it up, though, and we force overtime. Mangiapane with the power play goal, and Cody Ceci with a late one to tie it up. So we'll just let this overtime play out. We're not going to jump into any more. We'll just finish this one and sim one more game and close out the episode. So it looks like we're not going to have any scoring there. And then we'll just sim the shootout. And we do fall in the shootout, our first shootout of the season. So is that our 3rd overtime loss of the episode? Or post-regulation loss, whatever you want to call it. And now we take on Calgary and Markstrom's first return there since being traded in the offseason. And I just want to take a look at their line real quick. I forget exactly who they drafted because they were number 1 in NHL draft lottery odds. But of course, we ended up winning and we got the number 1 pick. Do they have I forget who they picked number 3, but I think it was a forward. So he doesn't even look like he's on the team. I was going to try and compare Sami Maki to who they selected, but doesn't even matter because their prospects are not even in the NHL. So now we'll sim this last game of the episode, and hopefully we can close out with a nice victory here. So they do score 1 there in the first. Each side scores 2 there. Patrick Kane, his first goal since coming back. JT Compher with 1, and Ryan O'Reilly, 2 goals there for the Flames, 1 on the power play. And we sim that third period, and we're going to fall here to the Calgary Flames. Patrick Kane with another one. So I really had high expectations for this team coming into the year. And after our start here, about a quarter of the way through the season, we're not playing terrible, but I don't think we're going to be as good as I had previously hoped. So that's something we're going to have to deal with. Maybe we could make some trades and kind of upgrade, especially on defense. But for now, obviously, we're going to stand pat. So next episode, we'll open with a home game against the Stanley Cup champs, Edmonton Oilers, and we'll get a look at, stars Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. So as I close here, I'll just kind of scroll through some stats. We're at the quarter-way point of the season, so kind of just check up on who's leading the league and kind of just take a quick glance at our stats. So Filip Zadina actually second in points with 15. That's kind of crazy. Scheifele, 25 in 20 games. He's off to a tremendous start here. Goal scorers. And Mangiapane leads the team in goals. He was on the first line, but we moved him down to the second line, and we actually have Kane, Wilson, and Scheifele all on the top line right now. Assists, Scheifele, 19, and Zadina with 11. Plus minus, Leo Carlsson this season, super underwhelming. And it looks like he actually fought. He has 5 penalty minutes. So I think he had his first fight of his career. We were kind of expecting a huge jump from him, and it's been very rough so far. Minus 13, that's just pitiful, and not even a half point per game. So we're going to try and get him going. I don't know. We got to probably move lines around. I'm still trying to figure out what the best lines are. I don't know. It's kind of hard. We kind of have a bunch of guys, and I don't really know how to throw them out there. I thought what I originally was going to do was going to work, but it hasn't really worked too well. But now we'll just kind of look at league leaders real quick. But it's still very early. This is all a process. This is still a very young expansion team. So even though we haven't really lived up to expectations so far, it's still not a bad. We're still not in a bad state when you consider our record at this point. So goal scorers to Skinner, Matthews, Pasternak, and Connor McDavid, who we'll see in the next episode. Kyle Connor, Kaprizov, Sebastian Aho, now on the Anaheim Ducks. Zibanejad, Nylander. And then we'll go. And Alex Pietrangelo, 10 goals as a defenseman. That's pretty insane at this point. Assist leaders, Mitch Marner, Tage Thompson, McDavid, Rasmus Dahlin, Cale Makar, two of the best defenders in the game. McDavid leads in points, but Tage Thompson and Pasternak are right behind him. Plus minus, Troy Terry already with a plus 21, and Draisaitl a plus 20. We'll also see him in the next episode. 5 game-winning goals already for Aho there in Anaheim. Off to a tremendous start, as they've been a very strong team in the series. They made the playoffs last year, if I recall correctly. Brad Marchand, Nico Hischier, Zach Hyman, Mikhail Backlund leading in hits. And what about fights? Is it Delorier? No, it is not. Tanner Ginott. And then our boy Marcus Foligno there. Delorier must not even be dressed, because he doesn't even have any fights. And he, of course, led the league last year. So I guess Delorier, a scratcher, at least playing in the AHL maybe. Wins. Yeah, so Ducks off to a great start. John Gibson leading in wins, perhaps having the best start to his career so far in this season. Bobrovsky, he was traded to Buffalo last year. He's 12-2 in his age 36 season, playing very good hockey. Samsonov, Philip Gustafson, Cam Talbot, 10-4 for the Hurricanes. Shutout leaders. John Gibson with 3, and then a bunch with 2. I don't think we have any shutouts this year, maybe 1. And there's our boy Lukkinen. We talked about him a lot in the offseason. Look at that, 4-0-1 with 2 shutouts, a sub-1 goals against, and a .968 save percentage as a backup to Carter Hart there in Philly. He's playing tremendous hockey these past couple seasons. Yeah, and you see it last year with Buffalo, he was great, and then he got traded to Philly for 5 games, was great, and he's even better this year. So he's someone to keep track of. I'm pretty sure they only signed him to a 1 or 2 year deal. Goals against, he leads the way there as well. Antiranta back up. Logan Thompson really the only starter we see that high, and then Gibson and Tristan Jarry. Any goalie goals? We're still waiting for our first goalie goal here in the season. Check assists first. Cam Talbot with 2. There's a goalie goal. Marc-Andre Fleury has scored. Oh my goodness. I did not think we were going to see that. Can I even check his, there we go. Wow. Marc-Andre Fleury has scored a goal this season. That's insane. He's the backup there in Minnesota, and he's only played in 3 games. I'm actually shocked that we got a goalie goal. So Marc-Andre Fleury is someone we kind of talked about trading for he scores, and we don't even have any goalie penalty minutes. I don't know if that's even a thing. But we do have a goalie goal. I'm glad we checked that out. Marc-Andre Fleury. What a legend. And then just to, I know I keep kind of rambling, but this is where I'm going to leave you. I'll just scroll through the standings as I close out here. And thank you so much, everybody. I know there's kind of a delay between episodes. This episode is maybe a little more bland, just doing some simming. I was kind of getting back into the groove of this series, but I have a little more free time this week with spring break, and I'm definitely going to prioritize this series. As you see there, Hartford 13th in the league at 10-6-4. So as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tagging along with this expansion team, and I'll see you next time.